We're going to start with this roll of batting, and let's see, it's going to be, it's just a scrap. It's 20 inches by approximately 4.5 inches, okay? And along this scrap of batting, I'm going to be building several scrap pendants at one time, just using what I have here in my scrap bin. And we're going to be positioning these because we are going to make individual pendants out of them. We will be positioning them so that we have space to work in between. Let's just get something down here so that none of this necessarily will stay. We may be rearranging or replacing some of these pieces, but they're going to give us a start in our mass making. Let's do a lace one. And you can see already that your scraps are perfect for this. Let's see what else we got here. We got a piece of this. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's take this one this way. Okay, I'm digging around in my scraps. Okay, let's see. Let's take a piece of this very colorful scrap here. Okay, let's see. If we put them a little closer together, I think we can squeeze in one more. Yes. Okay, what should we put there? Let's try a piece of this here. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pendants that we can create out of this. Now, all right, let's get there. We're building and we're coming a little further along on each one. Notice that I am just layering on different little pieces, okay? Sometimes duplicating, like in this, but we'll turn out with totally different ones. The pink fabric is in the back of both of these. We have 2 of these and we have a couple of these. But each one is building its own personality as we go. Let's put a little bit more on there. Let's see what else we can get here. Let's get a little of this. See how this might look. What if we tuck that under there? Has a little bit of silver threads in it, which I like really well with that pink there. And what if we take another sliver here? Let's see. Let's put it on here too. And let's move this over, lay this next to it, and then put this on. Okay. All right, I'm liking that. Let's keep going. See what else we can find. Okay, let's see. Got some lace here, but it's just really too big and prominent. Got a little piece of green here that's kind of interesting. What if I just take a little sliver of that? Remember, everything is written in removable ink, you might say. We can change anything we don't like. Let's keep going. Here's a little piece of lace that's kind of pretty. Let's use that right there. And another piece that's kind of pretty. Why don't we build this over this, and then lay this over the whole thing. I like that. Don't you like that? Okay. It's a little piece of trim I like too. What if we put him right there? Like that. Okay. What else we got in here? The scrap bucket that has a little bit of everything if you just dig deep enough. Okay. Well, that's a interesting piece. I like that. What if we used it to create a little bit of diversity on this one? Yes, I like that. Okay. We're still digging. Here's some colorful stuff. What can I do with that? You know what? This might look good with a little color in it. Let's tuck that up in the corner and let it come down and play through the center. Let's put this other one on top of it. Yes. I'm liking that. What if we took that little piece of yellow there? Just keeps falling out, that like it saying, use me, use me, use me. Okay. We have this orange. We still have this piece that has some little gold fibers on it. Let's go over here and stick it under there. I'm liking that. Okay, where could we use this, or do we need this even? Let's see. How about we play with this here, with this one, and we'll do that the opposite. We'll put it this way, kind of across there, and then we'll layer it this way. I like that. And you know what? Those are really basically done for me for this stage for sure. Now, at this stage, I'm going to pin them down and get them cut apart so that I can work with them individually now. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. So I'll be back with that. I took the cluster and I trimmed the batting. Well, first of all, I sewed around about 1/4 of an inch inside of my design, okay? That gave me room to go and trim the batting without cutting into my stitching there, okay? So that my backing's still on there and my piece is sewed down. I was able to catch all my elements so that they didn't come off. Now, I didn't go and sew inside because I knew I was going to put some further embellishments on. I believe I'm going to use this one. I believe like that. And let's go up a little bit with it, yeah. And then I'm going to take the butterfly and put it right there. So let's go ahead and let's see. I'm probably going to use some cream colored thread on this. I'll find it here and all my threads. Yeah. The next thing that I'm done here is I've taken a piece of ribbon, cut me a little piece and folded it over to make the slip through for the pendant so that you can put a safety pin or a pendant pin in there of some kind and fasten it. Or you can, it's large enough to slip a necklace through or a chain and wear it as a necklace. Now, in order to cover everything on the back, I've cut a piece of lace that, as you can see, is a little larger than the shape. And I don't care if that frays because that just adds to the overall look to the piece to me. And so now what I'm going to do, and that will cover nicely, is do the finish stitch around the edge. And I'm going to pin this simply because it will try to, as you're working it, try to tilt on you. And when you end up, it won't be straight. So I would suggest putting at least one pin in there while you do your outside. And I've already stitched this, as you can, well, you can't really see, but as you can see right here, I've already stitched this on there. And I'm working on the back side of this. And I'm just going to use straight stitches, small ones, that will make it sturdier and keep the back side nicely adhered to the front side. And I will be going all the way just inside the outside edges, okay? Getting as much of the top side sewn as I can to the back side. Okay. I'm using a thread color that matches with the predominant color that I'm sewing through. You just have, there are all kinds of colors, but the predominant color is this orangey sherbet color here, and so that's the color that of thread that I'm one of closest to that I had. This is kind of a knit-like fabric, this orangey color. And you know, you wouldn't think so, but sometimes laces can be very tough to sew through. Some of them are very dense in areas, and sometimes it's hard to get your needle through some of that stuff. They look delicate, but in actuality, they're not too delicate when it comes to putting a needle through them. Most of the time, I also find that if I'll do a front to back stitch and back to front, I get a smoother look than if I try to do like a quilting running stitch. Some fabrics, and especially this little knit fabric, wants to gather up on me. give a little pucker, which is okay too, but you don't want it to be so much that it really detracts. So even though it's takes a little longer going front to back, it, I think overall the stitching looks better. Okay, I'm going to finish stitching this around and then I'll be back. Okay, here we have our finished pendant, one of the 7, okay? Remember how we started with just laying them all out, putting elements on there we thought that we would like, realizing that we can always come back and add something if we want to, like I added this piece here and the butterfly to it, okay? Then when I got through, I trimmed off the batting and I put a piece of lace on the very back when I was through and sewed it all to that. So that pretty much closes off most of the stitching back here. And before I stitch that down completely, I slipped in a ribbon loop so that it can have a place to hang from a necklace or chain, or pin it as a pendant to something we're wearing. So I think they're beautiful. They can also be used in your junk journals for just pendants. But this way they're versatile. And if you're gifting a junk journal, wouldn't that be nice to pin one inside? And then the person could remove it and they'd have a necklace or a pendant to wear. So we're going to be working through some of these others, and I will be showing you how they all look when I'm done, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and stay scrap happy.